Yes, good morning, class.
Good morning.
How are you?
Yes, fine.
Yes, I'm also fine. Welcome to our today's lesson. Today is it?
18.
So, topic will be today topic will be hydrocarbons. So as we continue, you can still give us what we discussed in previous lesson. What did we discuss in our previous lesson? Do you still remember? Yes. We discussed about the issue of others. You can give us the issue of others. So we have chemical acid, render. We have fire acid. Yes.
Biological acid.
We have biological acids. Yes, you can define for us what is an acid. You still remember? Who can define for us what is an acid? Yes, Seraphim.
These are potential ways that can occur and can cause injuries.
So there are potential risks that occur in laboratory and there are also in injuries. That's an acid. So are we okay? So here, before let me continue with what I have here. So we are told an acid is a potential substance which can cause an injury in laboratory. So then we have different types of acids. One, we have chemical acids. You can define for us what is chemical acid. Chemical acids. The cause of chemical acid. Yes.
Chemical acid occurs with the transportation or handling of chemical.
She's saying chemical acid occurs as a result of transportation of chemicals. You can have a different answer. Chemical acid. Sarah, do you have? So another type of acid. Another type of acid, you have what you call what? Brenda? We have fire acid. Those they are caused by fire. So the last one,
Biological.
biological acids. You can explain about biological acid.
These are other things that are associated with biological organisms.
So they are acids which are associated with biological. Yeah. So here I have about types of acids. We have what you call chemical acid. Corrosives, we are told they are caused by acid and base that can cause severe skin and eye burns. Then we have what you call biological acids, as the way she has said. We are told they are caused by bacteria, we have viruses, we have fungi, and other microorganisms. So then we have another one. We have what you call physical acids. They are caused by electrical acids, such as fault wiring. That is fault wiring that can cause physical acid. We have damaged equipment. We have wet environment that can lead to electric shocks. Then we have what you call fire acid. They are caused by open flames and hot blaze. Then we have what you call cryogenic acids. They are caused by liquid nitrogen and other cryogenic substances. So another one we have what you call economic acids. So we are now recapping what we were running last lesson.
Yes.
So today's lesson, this one I'm trying to explain what we learned previous lesson. So don't worry, you have already the notes. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So other acids we have what you call compressed acids, we have vacuum acids. So you can give us some more specific ways in which you can prevent this other. How can we prevent this other? Yes, Brenda.
Okay, by wearing the correct PPEs.
By wearing the correct PPE, such as what? Gloves. Yes, what's another one? How can we prevent acids? Seraphim, let me try.
For example,
Yes.
electrical others.
Yeah.
So prepare for different.
Yeah, we should frequency kan juga only equivalent distribution sekolah another one fire asset only different fire Brenda
Ensure a regular housekeeping to make sure the equipment are maintained in the fire extinguisher.
yes and the fire extinguishers and the fire asset issue frequent check our rooms and ensure they are supplied with what fire extinguishers. So those are about what we learned last week lesson. So today's lesson we will be discussing about hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons. So we have the term hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon. You can try to define what is an hydrocarbon. You can try to define for us what an hydrocarbon is.
These are compounds that contain only carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen.
So they are compounds that contain carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. So they are compounds that consist of carbon and hydrogen atoms. So carbon and hydrogen atoms. So when you say they are compounds that consist of carbon and hydrogen, we are referring any compound that has this carbon and hydrogen. This is what we call an hydrocarbon. Okay. So let us continue. So we have classification of hydrocarbons. So classification of hydrocarbons. So as we have said, hydrocarbons they are organic compounds which consist of carbon and hydrogen atoms. These hydrocarbons are classified into various subgroups. One, we have what you call alkanes. So they are classified as alkanes. Two, they are classified as alkenes. Then three, they are classified as alkynes. And finally, we have what you call aliphatic. We have cycloalkanes. So these hydrocarbons are classified as alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, and cycloalkanes. So that's about classification. So let us start with this one. Alkanes. I think in your high school or undergraduate you learn about alkanes. You can try to find for us what's an alkane. What's an alkane? Yes, try. Yes.
Alkane is an hydrocarbon that is made up that is connected by carbon to carbon using a single bond.
Yes. You're saying Spanish carbon to carbon using a single bond. You can try again. Different answer? They are the same. So they are told alkanes means that they are saturated hydrocarbons. So alkanes they are saturated hydrocarbons. Consist entirely of single bonds. So we are told alkanes they are what? saturated hydrocarbons consisting of single bonds between carbon atoms. So when you say saturated, the term saturated means the single. That's what you call one single bond, like this one. So these are a single bond. That's an example of an alkane. So who can give me examples of these alkanes? Who can try to give us examples of these alkanes? Yes.
Methane.
We have methane, another one.
Propane.
We have propane, yes.
Benzene.
Hexane. We have octane, butane.
Octane.
Yes, that is all about all those alkanes. So the general formula of this. So before we name, we have general formula. So general formula of alkanes, we have this way CnH2n plus 2. So this is now the general formula for alkanes. For example, we want to know butane. So let us take an example of butane. Butane is number 4. So we want to throw the chemical structure. You say C 4 times. So the what's N will be the number will be C4. And you say 4 times 2. So you say plus 2 is 10. So this is now the structure of what? Butane. Was never understand. So someone will come and draw for us structure of propane. Can come and try for propane using this formula. Can come and try. Sarafin, come and try. Come and try. As he's trying, so let us.
So propane is number 3. So the general formula is CnH2n plus 2. So we say C3. 2 times 6 plus 2.
8.
Yes, that is correct. Let us appreciate our colleague. Yeah, that is good. So, someone to come and try for octane. Someone to come, yes. Come and try for octane. I think somebody are now understanding.
It has number 8, so the general formula is
Explain to class, as you are trying to
8
write.
times 2 is
8 times 2 plus this?
16.
Yes. Plus 2 is?
Cn plus C8.
Yes, that is correct. So let us appreciate our colleague. Yeah. So I think some of you are just understand. So for propane, you say propane is number 3, which is C3. Allow 3 times 2, 6 plus 2 is 8. For octane is number 8. We substitute N with 8. Then you say 8 times 2 plus 2. We got to be 18. So this is now the correct formula for propane and octane. So let us continue about now the physical properties of alkanes. So let us move to physical properties. So physical. Since now you have understand about these alkanes, they have their properties. So who can try to teach us about physical properties of alkane? When you say physical, something you can see with your eyes. So for example, if you see like you have number 1, for example, you have methane, then we have butane. So who can identify the physical properties of those two elements, this one and this one? Can try. Let's try. I'm sure you did these things in your tertiary level. Yes, try.
Suppose you consider the boiling point and the melting point.
Yeah, you check about boiling and melting point. So you also check the color. You can find some metals are shiny, they are soft, they are softy. Then you see about their state. We have attached they are solid, we have attached they are gases and liquids. So let us see what I have here. So we are told their physical properties such as boiling points and melting points increase with the number of carbon atoms. So number one. So boiling point and melting will increase with number of carbon atoms. So at that point is saying their physical properties such as boiling points and melting points increase in the number of carbon atoms. Since we know this formula applies to different numbers, for example, if you try to compare the physical property, number one is, so if you compare the physical properties of butane with butane, which one has the highest melting point? Butane. So this is the reason why it's saying boiling point and melting point increase the number of carbon atoms. So the largest atom, okay? So when the atom is larger, it has what you call ion melting point. So number two, we have small alkanes like methane and ethane are cast at room temperature. So we have smaller, we have methane and ethane. They are what? They are gases at room temperature. So if you compare methane, if you see methane and ethane, they exist as what? They exist as gases. Eh? So they exist as gases. But if you see, for example, if you see like pentane is number 5. So this one is liquid. So the melting point or the solubility or the size of the atom as you move, it starts from gases comes to liquid. Then as you move away, it is solid. Is that okay? Yes. So about the physical, you are told methane and ethane, they are what? They are gases. As you move down, like butane, like propane, like ethane, they are liquids. Then you move down, you find them to be solid. Another property. They are non-polar. They are non-polar. What is the meaning of the term non-polar? Non-polar. What is the meaning of the term non-polar? Yes, but yes, yeah, we say what the repellent substance to convey again different answer. So we are told alkanes are non-polar, so they are not soluble in water. So the meaning of the term non-polar is they are what? They are not soluble in water. So anything which is insoluble in water is called non-polar. So not soluble in water. So anything which is insoluble in water is called non-polar. So these are about the chemical physical properties. Number one, boiling and boiling points increase with number of carbon atoms. Number two, methane and ethane are cast at room temperature. The rest they are liquids and solids. Then the last one they are non-polar. So the meaning of non-polar they are insoluble. So that is all about the physical properties. So I want you in your groups to discuss chemical properties. Yeah? So in groups, yeah. So you need to discuss in your groups the chemical properties of alkanes. So in your group study discuss the chemical properties of alkanes, then each member will be presenting. So in your group study discuss chatting through, so you write. So time is over. I need to come and present your findings. Okay. What about you discuss? Discuss about hallucination. What about you discuss? Conversion. So combustion, treatment, exchange, I just want. It's okay. So I have gone through your groups. I see you are doing good work. Yeah. So let me discuss with you what I have here. So number one, the alkanes are relatively reactive compared to hydrocarbons. So one can undergo what you call combustion. So number one can undergo combustion. What is combustion? What is combustion? Combustion is burning in air. So if you take an alkane like methane, methane exists as a gas. When you when you undergo combustion with oxygen, it forms what? CO2. CO2 is gas and water. So in hydrocarbons, when burn in here, produces CO2, water as the product. So the question balanced or not balanced? This balanced or not balanced? The question is not balanced. How can you balance the equation? So carbon is 1, hydrogen we have 4, yes, 2. We put here 2. So oxygen is 4, here oxygen we put here 2. So the equation is balanced. So any reaction which undergo by heat against produces CO2 one atom. So that's under conversion. So we are told also these compounds that undergo what we call halogenation reaction. So halogenation reaction, they are reacting with what? Halogens. So they have halogens. So we are told halogens such as chlorine and chlorine. So they react with chlorine and bromine. So they react with halogens such as bromine and chlorine in a substitution reaction. So example of a reaction is this. So we have methane. Let us use the same compound. So we have methane, which is a gas, reacting with bromine, which is a gas. So it gives us what we call bromine. So it is like methyl bromine plus hydrogen bromine. So this is gas. So then we check there about the balancing of the equation. So is the equation balanced?
Yes.
It's balanced. So I think those are about the halogenation. We have conversion. Yeah. So let us move on with the uses of alkanes. Uses of alkanes. Uses of alkanes. Let us have the use of alkanes. Uses. How can we use these chemicals? Alkanes. We can try to have the use of alkanes. One use. Use gas. Fuel number 2. Number 2. Use in plastics. Number 3. Preparation of solvents. Number 4. So we have the reactions. Number 1, used as fuel. For example, we have the gas cylinder we always use to cook. Inside it we have what we call what? Methane. So number 2 is used in making manufacture of plastics. So these plastics you see normally used around made of what? They are made of alkanes. Is it okay? So that's all about the uses. I have assignment for you. You just do it, then you will present on next lesson. So assignment. So I need you to note down assignment. So on assignment we discuss what we call cracking of alkanes. So as you write assignments, give now the list I need you to sign against your name. I should sign against your name. Let me have a list. Because you'll be having that next week part 1, so you need to prepare well. Okay? So what was the lesson? Itu semua sudah dijelaskan itu.
Yes.
So so you have a USB here, there you are again.